All right, well, what is up, everybody? Keith, aka Gay Guy 231. It is Thursday, February 4th. You're talking to a real estate agent when you don't have an idea of what day it is. But Thursday, February 4th, we have a 5-game, already injury shook up NBA slate to break down. So here to give you your starting 5, but if you look at my screen, I'm only giving you 4 because I still think that there is more stuff coming. We'll go over kind of some options for your 5th. But looking forward to just giving you an idea of why I am looking at 2 Portland guys. So if you have not seen, there's no Dame Lillard. There's no CJ McCollum. That is a lot of usage from Portland. They only have 9 guys tonight. So I think, first off, if Philly doesn't blow Portland out, I will be shocked. And I will know that my ability to curse blowouts is a true statement because there's no reason that Philadelphia should not just handle Portland early and often. But I want to start with the Portland pieces. Normally I go from top to bottom, but I do want to start with that. Anthony Simons is a guy that, it just needs opportunity. Has a ton of talent. He just happens to be on a team that has one of the best backcourts in the league. He has been playing a lot more lately. He's only coming off 14 minutes versus Washington. I know that was a chalk bust for a lot of people, but before then 30, 27, 28, 29, 23. Big benefit of CJ McCollum being out with no Dame. Simons, who already loves the chuck, is just going to be, ball dominant almost every time. The only reason that Simons probably won't get 25 shots up is because of Melo, who is also just as ball dominant. So I think those two are just going to go back and forth, taking a ton of shots, probably inefficient looks, but at their prices, it's really hard for me to see them in a situation they're filled. So Anthony Simons, one, just happens to fit the shooting guard position, which is great. And then Melo is another. We've kind of been off of Melo with Covington back. Covington took away a lot of those minutes, but in my opinion, Melo is just going to be a guy that's going to take a ton of shots and do some scoring. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Simons play. Honestly, would not surprise me to see Melo not even start. But that said, I still think that the opportunity for scoring there is just almost too much for me. If he doesn't start, I maybe soften. But, it's 250 as I'm taping this. So I think Melo is a guy just knowing what we know about the mentality of Carmelo. He's going to be a guy that I want to build around. All right, Luka Doncic, because of all the Portland value that you're going to have, I think it almost becomes too easy to get to. He had a run there, as you can see, where he just wasn't getting the ceiling, right? Like only 2 games over 50 in the last, 6 or 7 games. But look, there's a couple things going here. One, we might not see Zinger tonight. It's back-to-back. They've been careful with Zinger. A game versus Golden State might not be like Dallas needs to win, but I wonder if they think they can get by without Porzingis. So if Zinger's out, Luka is a must. And even if Zinger is in, you might just have enough salary in this slate. Like I'm not going to spend up for Philly. I'm not going to spend up. Denver and LA, to me, like I would love Jokic in the spot, but LA is just so good versus bigs with Gasol, with Davis. I just don't really love it. And then LeBron and AD, unless one of them's out, doubtful. They're both likely going to play. They're just hard to gauge. So I doubt that I'm spending up there. Not a lot to spend up in Houston, Memphis. I don't want to spend up on Philly pieces if I think Portland's going to blow out. There's Dallas. On the other side, I can play Steph Curry, but I think for 1,100 more, I would like Luka Doncic. And then Utah versus Atlanta, the prices are cheap enough. And, unless you think Trey is a must at, what is Trey's price? 9,300, so only 1,600 cheaper than Doncic. I think you kind of just, you almost default to Luka based on how the slate shakes up. And look, that's me spinning up on Melo, right? Like all of a sudden, if I go, I'm not paying $6K for Gary Trent, or 6,200. No, just fine. This is going to be like my Reggie Jackson moment, right? A couple weeks ago, I'm not playing Reggie, and then Reggie blows up. I got a couple of mentions. You suck. Whatever. Like, this is my opinions, right? That's just how these things work. My opinion, you can agree. That's great. You can disagree. That's cool too. But, I'm not paying 6,200 for Gary Trent. But, I could play 3,700 for Rodney Hood. Probably chalk. Probably should have played him and put him in here over Carmelo. So, hey, if you're still around, look, Rodney Hood, play him for 3,700. Use Melo or don't. Cantor, I think, is interesting just because the minutes are going to be there. Just a terrible matchup for Embiid, who's just going to absolutely own him. I wonder if we're going to get like a Terry Stotts can't play Cantor moment. But that's that game, and that's why we default to Luka. All right, last play, Eric Gordon. So realistically, Oladipo's already out. John Wall was out last night with Achilles. Unless the Achilles was just a front for them winning rest time, I don't see how all of a sudden John Wall's Achilles that he just had torn last year is all of a sudden better one day later to play a game. So you have a situation where it's Eric Gordon, Christian Wood, and nobody else versus Memphis. And Eric Gordon, I don't remember the exact stats last year, but if you remember, there was the game everybody missed. I believe it was versus Utah. And I want to say Eric Gordon put up like 61 real points. Like, people forget Eric Gordon is a baller. He's just, kind of put into this this shell as a spot up shooter, but Eric Gordon can absolutely ball out. If those guys are going to all miss, like, Eric Gordon is a lock and load in my lineups. And that will do it. So I did end up giving you 5 with Rodney Hood there. Again, don't feel married to Melo by any means. I just think that the opportunity there is for him to blow up. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I did not ask you to subscribe at the beginning, but if you were still around, that means you like this stuff. And I didn't, upset you enough or, make any picks that were too outrageous. So bottom of the screen, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate all the support. And for all those that are subscribed and still watching, thank you guys. It means a ton to see all this growth over in this FSI channel over the last couple months. So once again, thank you. Gator Guy 231. See you.